Hello, my beautiful friend. So today is day 10, the last of our challenge. And I have to say that writing these many classes and recording them was a real pleasure and joy for me because I just love to share about self-care. Self-care is all about the pleasures of life while inducing relaxation and well-being and a nervous system that is healthy so we can show up in the world the way we choose to. So this is so apropos. This on our last day, we're going to be talking about the bedtime ritual. And this is a really important thing because sleep for you, my friend, is really critical as a highly sensitive person because the sleep is going to give you time to recover. And this is what I want to tell you about sleep is that your conscious brain goes to sleep, but your unconscious never does. Your unconscious is the part of you that keeps your body running and all of your systems working the way that they're supposed to. It's what's connected to your divine higher self, that God part of you. It's also the aspect of you that compartmentalizes and retains all of your memories of all your lifetimes. It's the magical essence of who you are, and it never sleeps. So in order for your body to keep working the way it needs to, your conscious brain has to get rest so it can reboot and recharge. And so getting ready for sleep is actually a really important ritual, and it can be a lovely sacred experience. And I'm going to share with you ways to design your own bedtime ritual so you can enhance this experience for yourself and help yourself sleep better, because oftentimes empaths have a hard time sleeping. I know all about it. I have designed a life that's conducive to my sensitivities, and I do two sleeps. I do my first sleep and my second sleep. And typically right now, because I'm in the throes of perimenopause, I have a lot of insomnia, which, oh my gosh, has just been really terrible. And I've had to do some things differently to enhance my sleep and do more self-care with getting to sleep. So I'm going to share with you some of the things that I do, and then you can design your own experience. But before I was going through that movement into that change that all women go into, I would go to bed around 11, wake up at 3:30, and go back to sleep from 6:30 to 10:30, and then start my workday at noon or 1 o'clock. And it worked beautifully for me. And now I'm having to do something a little bit different because of what's going on with my hormones in my body as a 52-year-old goddess. And it's something that I feel like is very relevant right now for everyone listening. So I'm going to give you some tips and tricks of things that you can try that will enhance your sleep. It's so cool. So you are the designer of your life. You get to design it. And so the things that you hear today, take them or leave them. These are just a bunch of ideas. And I have 11 ideas that can help you design a better night's sleep. So number one, set a time to go to bed. If we don't set a time to go to bed, then we kind of just go to bed when we feel like it. And that can interfere, especially if you have things that are happening that are interfering with your sleep, like insomnia, or your brain just has a hard time shutting off. It's okay to start to prepare your brain for rest. So I'm not saying you have to do this. It's just what I've been doing lately is I've been getting in bed at 8:30 or 9. And Jack's been joining me because we have a nice time in bed. I mean, we do a whole bunch of things in bed, and I'm not being pervy. I'm talking about a whole bunch of different types of things. And so we get into bed, shut everything down in the house, and it's still getting dark outside, so we can't sit out in the backyard for summer nights because we're not there yet. We're just getting in bed and winding down. And one of the things that I just tried is I turned off my phone. And this is why I found this out. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to try it and see if that makes a difference. Well, I turned off my phone. And the reason is because of the blue light that comes from the phone, tricks your brain into thinking it's daylight. And so your brain doesn't go into, oh, it's time to slow down and go to sleep. So when you get rid of your electronics and you're in bed, you can do all kinds of things in there that are not electronics. And your brain starts to wind down and get ready for sleep. And it's made a big difference for me. So I set a time, and I would like to be to bed and sleeping like in the perfect world at 10 o'clock. So at 8:30 or 9, I go and start getting ready. So I start having an experience before bed that is not just watching TV until I get tired. because you get blue lights from your television as well, right? So set a time for when you go to bed, and then when you want to go to sleep, and then do an hour, hour and a half before that as you start your ritual. Okay, and then put your electronics away or turn off your TV, done with your phone, just let that go. Okay, because of the blue light thing. And then maybe have a cup of tea. And I would recommend chamomile or rooibos tea because they have no caffeine and they're very calming and soothing and relaxing to the body. And however you like your tea, just have a little glass of tea. It's very relaxing. I wouldn't say drink coffee, and I wouldn't say drink caffeinated teas or warm milk, because of the tryptophan in the milk will make you feel a little sleepy. And when you warm it, it kind of amplifies the tryptophan. Isn't that awesome to know? Another thing to do is to take a bath. And we've already talked about how amazing baths are. So that can really induce relaxation. Calming music, something that makes you feel calm. Now, if you listen to your favorite rock and roll band, it's going to invigorate you and get you moving and wanting to play. It's not going to calm you down. So any kind of meditative music or classical music that really calms your energy is a beautiful way to start this ritual for sleep. Now remember, this is just getting ready for sleep. This isn't how you have to live all day, every day. This is just at nighttime to help you get ready for slumber. Okay. Another thing that I do often is stretching and breathing. That is so relaxing. I also do it in the morning when I get up for my exercise. Stretches and breathes, and then it creates relaxation. Another thing is meditation or prayer. I do both, mostly prayer. I do certain types of prayer that are suited for me. Another thing to do is read a good and uplifting book, something that makes you feel good, relaxed, hopeful, joyful. If you're reading a horror book at night, you're not going to be able to sleep very well, okay? The next thing that you could possibly do is write down your to-do list for the next day, or you can do your journaling. When you write down in your to-do list, you're emptying all the things that will keep your brain stewing at night and keeping you awake, because you have to remember tomorrow. But if you write it down in your to-do list, you let it go, and your brain can relax and go to sleep. Very helpful. Another thing is to prepare your bedroom. So make sure that you have comfy blankets and sheets and pillows, and that it's not cluttery. And you'll want a dark and cooler room. So probably around 65 degrees Fahrenheit to 68. Now, I don't know what the calculation is for other countries for temperature, but just have a cool, dark room that is empty of electronics and just relaxing. And I also have this in my room. Remember I showed this to you, my lavender. Take a couple breaths, hold it. I also have some stones that I put next to my bed because like I said, everyone's going through a different stage of life right now. Mine is perimenopause. So sometimes I wake up with anxiety or fear and things like that because of my hormones. And so I have stones that really help with anxiety and brain fog. I have this beautiful stone that I put on my head or hold in my hand sometimes when I sleep that really seems to help my energy stay calm and sleep through the night. So whatever it is that you put in your room, it could be good smells, it could be all the things that I've shared with you. Your essential oil, your sheet spray, if you have something that smells really good, keep it dark and cool and wind down. We don't want to get excitable. We want to calm ourselves so that we can feel relaxed and ready for sleep. And let me make sure that I've got everything that I wanted to share with you. Oh, there's one more thing. Now, not everyone is in a relationship where you sleep with the other person in the same bed. But one of the things that Jack and I do, and we typically go to bed together, even if we're not going to go to sleep. Sometimes I go to bed and I'll lay there for 5 hours, but I'm in a relaxed state so that I can get into sleep when it's time. And Jack will come in and we'll share with each other the 3 best parts of our day, which is just a really feel good, relaxing thing. So I'll say, my favorite part of today was when you came home for lunch and we got to see each other and have that conversation. And then when I went to the grocery store, I was able to get my favorite thing that they usually are out of. That was a really great part of the day. Or this morning when we woke up and we could just kiss and talk about, our dreams. That was a really important part. And it just leaves you with this grateful feeling of upliftment and relaxation. And so that's another thing, that if you're sleeping with someone in the same bed, you can practice this each night. And it's such a positive experience. And then Jack will share the same types of things about his day. And I'm always so interested in what he says, because I'm like, oh, that's amazing. So these are the 11 things that can really help you design your night's sleep and help you get ready for night. And this is such a loving thing to do for ourselves, because like I said, sleep is so critical for the rechargement of our nervous system and our brain. That is just lovely. And you can make it a really lovely experience. I'll be honest. I think without self-care rituals, I don't think life would feel so good, because there's just so many things that are going on around us all the time, and so many expectations upon us, and so much fear surrounding us, that we really have to take charge of our own life and say, what can I add into my life that is compassionate and loving for myself, so that I feel good while I'm navigating this ebb and flow of this life experience. And self-care is where it's at. And you can't expect someone to say it's okay for you to have self-care. I mean, if you need that from someone, I'm telling you right now, it's not only okay for you to have self-care, it's a necessity to your well-being and happiness. So I'm telling you, you must do this in order to have well-being. But if you're waiting for family members to say it's okay for you to take time for yourself, you're going to be waiting a really long time. This is where you have to make a decision for yourself. I love myself enough to care for myself, to have compassion, and to do things that will enhance my life so that I can show up as my best self, as my true best self, and is through self-care. So thank you so much for letting me share 10 ways that I just feel like self-care has really enhanced my life. I have so many more. I could do this for 100 days. But these are the ways that I thought that you would enjoy the most. And I'm so grateful that we were doing this together, and that I got to think about you as I was writing these mini classes. And I want you to know I care about you. I really feel sensitive to the struggles that you've had as empaths and highly sensitive people. And I just know that I had a really rough time before I was taking care of myself and managing my energy. And now my life is amazing. And I want that for you. And there's just so many wonderful things that Jack and I can assist you with, to teach you and to guide you. And it's fun. It's not drudgery. It's not stupid. It's not hard to do. It's delightful and hopeful. And it brings an element to life of wonderfulness and feeling fabulous in your own skin, because you matter, my friends. You truly do. And I'm so grateful you were here today. And I will be seeing you very soon. Bye-bye.